One, and we are live. We are live on YouTube, KHI Seats, Facebook, and Twitter. It is the post WrestleMania 35 edition of the Bros for Elbow Show. I'm your host Tommy, with my co-host brother Anthony in Portland. What's going on, man?
Oh man, it is the NXT slash WrestleMania hangover. Probably a full 24 hours of combined wrestling between the 20-hour show that is WrestleMania and the 4-hour show that is NXT. Oh my God, sweet Mary. No, things are good, man. Things are good. We might have a workaround. Some good news for our iTunes listeners. So, hey, we're not dead. We're going to try something new, something different. But, hey, welcome to the show, Bros Before Elbows, episode 90 something, 95?
95, man. Do you ever see that Fire documentary, at Fire Festival?
I did. It was pretty intense. Liz and I watched it.
Is that like if the iTunes listeners just keep promising something's going to happen?
You too can swim with pigs and models.
There's like two. I remember they came out like one on Netflix and one on Hulu, like within like days of each other.
Ooh, I saw the Netflix one. I didn't see the Hulu one.
Yeah.
That's
Crazy,
funny, though. But no, we are very much alive and well. And hey, thank you for sticking around. Hey, I do want to give a shout out to some podcast guys that I met recently. So NXT did the takeover. Of course, there's this bar in Portland called Tanker Bar. And they throw they have the WWE Network and this other podcast, Mark Set Go.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, hosted the event. They hosted the event. They were doing some giveaways. They had some shameless plugs. 3 screens, but the bar was packed with wrestling fans, and it was absolutely bonkers. It was amazing. It was a fun time. So, hey, I just want to give a shout out to Lloyd and Sean from Mark Set Go. Go check them out. I'm sure they're on like every podcast platform.
They're probably on iTunes.
They probably are. They probably have way better production than what we've been putting out.
Oh, no. Okay, Mark Set Go.
This is indie style, man. We're doing this freaking via Google Hangouts on our phones. When we once were King of the Mountain, we were once the NWA of the territory. We also had production and commercials and sponsors, and now we're just
guests and merch.
And merch. Do we have merch, guests, and sponsors, and
now some pretty highs and lows, man. And we've had I feel like we've had a third mic too. No, where's our third mic out in North Carolina? Is he here yet? No,
not yet. He's at the Chicken Shack.
He's on taking the chicken train to his house. He's getting direct. He's making the Batista entrance of our show. He's got armed security, and Theron will be live with us running in any minute now, I'm sure.
Any moment, the T-Moneys will be running in, getting crazy.
So what was it like watching NXT with like at a bar atmosphere with like drinks flowing and like people yelling and like a really good card on top of it too?
It was rowdy, dude.
It was rowdy.
In such a good way, man. It was so nice being amongst friends and fans. And every time Adam Cole did his Adam Cole baby, I did the same thing, dude. I was definitely feeling it. Definitely had some drinks in me, had some liquid courage, but I would get down on my hands and knees and put my fingers in between my legs and Adam Cole, baby! And everybody just went nuts.
Is that sanitary, man? Just crawling on the floor of a bar tanker?
Well, I wasn't crawling. I wasn't like demon walking.
You didn't do a demon. No one did it. Was anyone dressed up as like wrestlers?
No. Everybody was repping shirts. I saw a lot of Undisputed. I saw a Balor shirt. I did see an NXT UK shirt. But yeah, I'm sure we're going to go over the results, but pleasantly surprised, I got to say, with Walter.
I like that they kept his name just as Walter.
Dude, it's so mean. It's so devastating.
Like, what is his story, man? Like, I don't like. I mean, I skipped that. I was watching it live and I had to like go do something for like. I guess the match was 25 minutes, but I like skipped down that match. So, like, what was going on? What's up with this Walter?
So essentially, like, he's just this giant tater, and he has mean chops, and he's just this giant dude, and he's big. He just packs a punch. He's just like a powerhouse. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting to see Pete Dunne try to like wear him down. So Pete was really trying to go after his limbs, really trying to work the fingers, trying to make it so that way his chops wouldn't be as devastating. But it just turns out that Walter just could take the punishment that Dunn was giving him. Dunn was taking a lot of punishment from Walter. And then as soon as Walter went on the top rope and did that like splash or dive or whatever, that was it. That was just too much for Dunn. But rightfully so. Dunn has held the title for like 600 days or
Yeah,
whatever.
it was, yeah.
And as much as I would love for Pete Dunne to continue being NXT UK champ, it was time. It was definitely time.
Yeah, remember he might move to NXT like full time.
Oh, interesting.
Or someone said SmackDown. I don't know if I'm just reading people on Twitter or actually reading news reports. It's all kind of like blurs together.
Got it.
What'd you do for WrestleMania? What'd you guys do for WrestleMania? You guys hang out? I forgot you went to the party, man. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Big Liam. It was his birthday party.
Nice.
And it was a science birthday party, so everybody, like kiddos, got to make slime, and they were
cool
drinking science water, which was basically just like she had these like plastic beaker cups.
Science water, that's awesome.
Yeah, they had like the Kool-Aid concentrate stuff that you squeeze in, which surprisingly, the Kool-Aid kind doesn't have any sugar in it
because it's all artificial. Like
I don't know, it's tasty.
It's got no room for natural sugar, man. It's a fake made in a lab.
But it was tasty. So the kids were drinking that. They did what else did they make? They did this thing where they put balloons over a water bottle, and they put baking soda in a balloon and then put something in the water bottle, and then put the balloon over the water bottle, and then the balloon fills up with gas or whatever. So it was super fun. So the kids had a good time. And then I didn't get home until like 8 or 9 o'clock or something like that, or like maybe even 7. But either way, I made it until, because I turned Mania on, and I passed out in a few matches. I passed out during the Roman match. Passed out for part of Miz. Passed out.
Did you try to watch it all the way through the first time, or would you try?
I tried to, dude. I went to bed.
That's a task, man. It's like over 5 hours in the network.
No, dude. I went to bed at like 1 or 2 in the morning. I was like, I ended at the Triple H Batista match.
That's pretty good, man. That's really.
Yeah, I made it pretty far, but there was a lot that I just don't remember.
Yeah.
But I did see the important ones though. Like I saw Kofi Bryan. I saw, of course, Rollins, Lesnar. I barely remember Cena coming out.
Dr. Thugonomics,
Yeah, it's so stupid. I rewatched it. I wound up watching it from the Batista match on.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, dude, it was good for what it was. I mean, it's 16 matches. The crowd is like, you're there for the whole endurance race, but my whole take on the show, Mania at least, definitely glad they got Rollins and Lesnar out of the way.
Yeah, what do you think about opening the whole Mania with that? Being the first. I don't count the pre-show. I never will count the pre-show. I completely disrespect the pre-show for now until forever. Until WWE makes their shows like 3 or 4 hours again, I will disrespect the pre-show. But what do you think about Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar like basically opening the card of that match?
I thought it was excellent. I thought it was a smart move. Simply because, again, you have 16 matches, and by the time, like, had they done it traditionally, to get to Lesnar Rollins at the end, I don't think anybody would have given a crap.
Yeah, must happen like last year if Roman Reigns and Lesnar felt like it was just too long, man. And then this wasn't a match you didn't really care as much about, so that was rough. Yeah,
but I enjoyed how it opened up with Rollins taking a beating, because it made you think like, gosh dang it,
it really did, man.
Like, this is stupid. But then, hey man, when the ref got out of the ring, freaking hit him with the low blow. Like, screw it, dude. Screw you, Lesnar. Like, this is it. Like, we're over. So I kind of enjoyed that.
From the time the bell rang to the time Rollins pinned him with the 3 curb stomps, it was 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
That was crazy, man. But that's, to me, that's how Lesnar matches have been. It's just finisher, or like a zillion suplexes. So for it to go down that way, I like that. That was cool. Rollins is now champ. You get to see it regularly on TV. I'm glad that and correct me if I'm wrong, he's a 2-time Universal champ, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm trying to think when he cashed it in. No, it's because he cashed in on the WWE Championship, I think, because the Universal Champion was introduced after the brand split in 2016.
Oh, got it.
Because then they
Okay.
created the Universal Championship, and then Finn Balor defeated Rollins at SummerSlam that year.
Oh, got it. Okay. So either way, so I'm
It's
glad that he's the
main title
Universal
though,
Champion.
yeah, second main title because he won the first one at WrestleMania
I'm cool
31.
with that.
Yeah.
I'm at peace with that.
Hey, I think we have a run in his own cash in live on video. Oh no, he's off video. Live from a monorail, dusting himself off. It is
Nice.
Theron in North Carolina. You are on line 1, co-host number 3.
Tony Schiavone. Now, normally I would be more beside myself under normal circumstances. But you see, I am a professor of this here business. And a long time ago, when I didn't have 10 pounds of gold wrapped around my waist, I would do anything to get it. This is your fourth horseman, Double A. Arn Anderson, signing in. How you doing, Schiavone?
Oh wow, Arn Anderson and Tony Schiavone both on the line. Theron is gotten spine buster through his coffee table.
That's absolutely right, Schiavone. You know, yeah, everybody's been talking about the Macho Maniacs and the Hulkamaniacs, and nobody cares about that anymore. It's all about the Macho Man, really savage. Ooh, yeah. This looks like a good place to set up shop right here in the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. Yeah, dig it.
Wow, got respect from the Hall of Famer coming down,
Wow.
transitioning universes and coming down from heaven to be a guest on our podcast post WrestleMania 35.
What?
That wasn't Stone Cold Steve Austin saying what, was it?
What?
Oh, guy, I hate that so much, man. Why did Stone Cold say that, man? This ruined a whole generation of wrestling fans.
What?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Do you guys remember the what guy from Hat Club?
It was one time me and Theron were in Chandler Mall and we were looking for hats, and there's the hat club at everyone's mall, and they try to get you to sign up for their hat club rewards card, and this guy just kept saying what to us, and I didn't understand what the hell he was doing because I didn't know what Stone Cold Steve Austin was back then. I knew he was, but I didn't know he went through that heel phase of saying what to people. I was like, this guy's just an asshole. I'm not going to sign up for a rewards card. Go to Sports Authority and buy a hat.
Guy's an asshole. I'm not gonna.
That's a true story. That's a shoot.
That's funny. All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Theron, we're on match number 1 on the main show. We skipped the pre-show. We briefly talked about. We didn't talk about NXT yet. Talked about a science party. Talked about Adam Cole briefly, but Seth Rollins versus Brock. What do you think about the decision for WWE to start off that match as a show opener?
I believe that was a great decision by the WWE. It was perfectly timed, even in the last minute or the 50th hour of production, right before in the pre-show when Hulk Hogan's like, "What a banana there? Why is Paul Heyman walking by me right now? This is my spot. Look at my boa." Great choice, man. That's how you start off an effing WrestleMania. Sorry, I'm going to try not to cuss this week. To know the Jesus, R.I.P. Nipsey. Great decision, and it ended the way I told you it would, with Seth freaking Rollins slaying the freaking beast, man, under any means necessary.
There we go. There we go. The beast has been slayed.
He has been slain. He can take his butt to the UFC and fight Daniel Cormier and hopefully lose, or he can stay with WWE. I don't think we're going to see him for at least 8 to 9 to 12 to 15 months.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 8, 9 to 12, 15 minutes.
I mean, how about 10 to 12 minutes? I think that match was one of the shortest matches on the card outside of us. Well, we'll get to it later. R.I.P. Rey Mysterio. He's probably still sleeping somewhere right now.
I think he's just he got folded up with the ring. He just just sweep him under here and just take him back to wherever Raw is the next night.
He's just like, oh guys, just carry me in the ring. Just leave me in here.
I like that, man. I like that ending to that match too. Next up was AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. It was actually a 16-minute match. Looks like 5th longest match on the card. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Randy Orton had a cool entrance with the 3D Vipers on the stage, and that's all I really remember from that match. And
Like a lot of the entrances were TV related, Cotton, as in things on television. I love it. Sorry. That was a good match, though, right? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I may have taken a nap during that match. I know that AJ Styles won. I know that I'm big on Randy Orton, but I had the feeling he would do the job. So get your popcorn ready.
Wait, how did you watch WrestleMania? We talked to how Anthony watched his WrestleMania, and he fell asleep on it too. What time did you start WrestleMania on Sunday, or was it on Monday?
Sunday. It was Sunday fun day, so it had to be like 1 or 2 in the morning when I started it because I was at work until 9, 10, or 11. But your body's exhausted and you're tired, and you just pass out right from the pain. You just try to start each other. Your eyes are just heavy, and then you wake up and you're like, "Oh damn, it's the end of the show." Ronda Rousey. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna sleep, and I'm not. So that's what happened. I remember hearing them say Ronda Rousey and turning off the television as not to be spoiled, but obviously there was a lot of spoilers, iconic spoilers, and where's Becky Lynch from? Is she from? No, she's Irish, right? Last kicking spoilers.
Was there anything you didn't get spoiled? You got to watch got surprised, genuinely surprised by?
The fuck? I'm sorry.
Oh well, there goes that streak.
Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar, man. That was. I didn't sleep on that. AJ Styles, pretty much everything but the IIconics, as I called it again. And then the Becky Lynch being our new SmackDown Live and Raw Women's Champion. We're both spoiled by the internet, the modern day internet. Screw the internet and screw, I don't know, Donald Trump.
Anthony, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say we should go over our picks and go over the matches and see who had what, because I'm pretty sure I picked the IIconics too.
I did not write. I did not write any of that down unless you guys did.
Why didn't you write it down?
I wrote down the prediction. I wrote down the predictions for next year's WrestleMania, and I was starting to write down the picks for the actual card. But I was like, we never go over these on our thing. No one's keeping track of these. What are the odds 1 week from now that someone's going to ask for the picks? I'm like, I
can remember what I picked, or some of it.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I picked Seth Rollins. That's a cold hard fact.
I think I picked Brock.
The IIconics fact. Yeah. I picked. Shoot, I don't know what happened with Daniel Bryan. I don't remember.
I assume everyone picked Kofi.
Fact. Yeah. I know I picked a lot of things right, and I picked a lot of things wrong. What I didn't pick was the Doctor of Thugonomics making his triumphant return to the squared circle. But we'll get to that later. What did you guys think of Randy Orton and AJ Styles? Did you like it? Did you like the way it ended?
Do you have any comments on this match? Because I don't really have anything to say.
I thought it was good. It was a cool little, not really like a grudge match, but just like two formidable opponents going at each other. I don't think Randy really would have anything to gain by winning this match, except for to say that he once beat AJ. I guess AJ doesn't really have much to gain by beating Orton, except for to say that he beat Orton. And clearly that was the case, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
It's the respect factor, man. Respect my gangster.
Next up was the Usos.
Okay, fine. Just sleep right on it.
I was gonna no sell that move, no sell that line.
Okay, Bruiser Brody, you jackass.
The Usos defeated Aleister Black and Ricochet, Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura, and The Bar. But they lost the match. They lost the titles on Tuesday Night SmackDown to the Hardy Boys. So I don't know what's the really point of this match. I mean, it's cool that I like that the Usos got a win on WrestleMania. That's all I really. But then they lost to the Hardy Boys, so it might be Usos might be going to Raw. I'm guessing.
You just got to look at the overall idea of that for one, and for two. If they would have dropped the belts, you would want them to drop them to Ricochet and Black. You can't have them drop the belts then to the Hardy Boys, right? So now the Hardy Boys are going to have a SmackDown run. The Usos, big ups to them. They're like one of my favorite tag teams right now. So it's like, you drop the belts, maybe you hop over to Raw now, and you win those belts. You that could be a good feud against Dash. Oh wait, never mind. They lost the belts already.
That's right. And guess who they lost it to?
Oh, God.
You're daggone right. You picked it, and I don't think I did. So damn, I don't remember. But it's Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. God, that sounds so weird.
The former Edgeheads.
The former Edgeheads. Edgeheads. They were around when Edge was around. That's insane.
And now they had their WrestleMania moment on the pre-show, and then they beat him again on Raw. They beat just to bury the Revival further. They beat the Revival on Raw.
Just like that time that the B team were the tag team champions, and or that time that Jinder Mahal was your world heavyweight champion.
The Raw tag division is so sorry, man. I really hope they get.
Not sorry.
It sucks, man.
Fury with Dash and Wilder in it, and then you got Bobby Roode, one of the greatest technical tag team wrestlers of all time.
Sucks so hard.
Right there with Chad Gable. That's not good enough for you.
What else?
You got Aleister Black and Ricochet back and forth from division to division. Then you got God damn it, who do you got after that? The Bar? Or the Bar?
No, the Bar's on SmackDown.
Wait. You got
the B team.
You got
the what's that? Those guys, Connor and Victor.
Yeah, you got Connor and Victor, man. The Ascension. And that's not enough. You got
AOP.
Right. Where are they even at? You got
I don't know, man.
You know what I'm saying? So that's saying something about that tag division, that it is absolutely trash. They should have got the Bucks when they had the chance, but they couldn't get them. Shout out to the Bucks. Stick to your guns. Too sweet. Whoop, whoop. Anyway, maybe Arn Anderson can get rehired with, like, damn, those guys are alive anymore.
Tully Blanchard?
Is he alive? He's alive.
He is alive, man.
Okay, so Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard reform the Four Horsemen. Well, okay, so here's an idea.
Oh, man. That's
track. The Four Horsemen, the new Horsemen.
So
they got to create a stable, but you got to have legendary, iconic people to be in this stable, right?
You got to take to make a whole new stable just to make this tag division relevant. One of the greatest stables of all time. That's all you have to do.
Man. One of them could be the Universal Champion, right? And then somebody could be the IC champ, and then you could have a tag team that'll be the tag champs, and it'll be glorious. Yes.
Okay. Speaking of glorious, a match that I thought it was pretty good. Falls Count Anywhere match. Shane McMahon defeated The Miz. And The Miz's dad got in the ring, and it instantly became a meme. Oh, that was great.
Oh, I didn't see the meme. What was the meme?
He just put up his fists at Shane because Shane was gonna jump through the table and crush Miz. So Miz's dad came out and blocked it, and then Miz's dad came into the ring and he put up his fist, but he put it up like a old 1920s boxer, and Shane adjusted his fist to proper position.
Yeah.
And it was just funny. And then Shane just kicked him in the stomach a bunch of times and beat the hell out of him.
He beat the hell out of him. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Darren, did you like this match? Shane McMahon versus The Miz?
Let me tell you something right now.
Who was going to tell us something?
Okay.
I really was unentertained at first.
Wow.
I think I ate a sandwich. Hold on at first. Okay. I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to rewatch WrestleMania right after we get off the phone. I swear to you, I just need to do it so I can just relive it. I'll fast forward through some stuff. Yeah. Not this match, though.
You watched the pre-show.
No, I didn't watch Who the hell watches the pre-show? I don't even know who won the Women's Battle Royal. Shout out to my girl Mella, because she's money. I just remembered R-Truth told me she won the Royal Rumble and beat Andre the Giant. Anyway.
He did say that.
He's an idiot. That's why. I fell in love with this match as it went on. I guess I had slept on his dad getting in the ring. I didn't see that. I saw them scaling to the top of some shafters, and I saw skull-crushing finale on those shafters, and I saw the best in the world kick out of that and then take a suplex and cover the man's 1, 2, 3. He could be the manager of the new Four Horsemen.
Running theme to this. Anthony, what do you think about the Miz losing to Shane McMahon? Is it kill his babyface push or just a minor setback?
I mean, he lost. Yes, technically he did lose.
But he beat the hell, yeah.
But he also fell 500 feet.
That's pretty awesome, yeah.
From a scaffolding or whatever to land on a bunch of properly placed
cardboard boxes. Sorry.
Yeah, cardboard boxes.
That doesn't seem safe.
Yeah, so I don't think this feud is over. I think Shane won on like a technicality, but didn't actually beat The Miz.
Yeah, when you put it that way, you got to give more respect to the Miz, man, for showing like a killer instinct.
For sure, dude. That's hands down. That was nuts. That was a crazy spot. Like you got to give mad respect. Got to give mad respect to the Miz for really going the distance with Shane, because as old as Shane is, he's gonna push you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because the theme with Shane matches is Shane's gonna fight, at the time of WrestleMania, one of the best wrestlers that isn't in a current match happened to be Miz, and he's going to push that person to the limit, and that's exactly what he did. So I think Miz rolled with the punches and took it where Shane wanted to take it, went super high risk and delivered. Unfortunately, he lost. However, he was able to go toe to toe with him.
True, that was a good point. I liked it. I liked that match a lot. I think because I like that feud a lot, and then I like seeing Mrs. Dad getting just unintentional comedy. It was so goofy. Speaking of goofy, which I love, I'm on Team IIconics. You guys can come on board, come down with me to Australia, and because I love how much they're hated and how annoying they are. And they somehow beat the Boston Hug Connection, Nia Jax, and the Divas of Doom in a fatal 4-way match for the women's tag team title. So now it's the IIconics are the tag team champions.
I love it.
Yeah, you like it too? Okay, so Anthony,
I'm on the train, dude. Whoop whoop.
Nice. Theron, you want to get on this IIconics bandwagon as this comedy heel act?
What do you mean get on it? I'm the driver.
Oh, you did pick them. You're right, man. Oh, my bad.
2016.
Actually, I heard Theron hates them.
Since Peyton Royce and Billy Kay ever said the word IIconic, I've loved them. I called them as the winners because I love them. I told you this. I called them as the winners of the elimination. Weren't they in the elimination chamber? I told you they'd win that. They didn't win it, right?
You actually did. You were 2 months ahead of the schedule.
Right, I'm right. Because I love them. I follow both of them on IG. There, I said it. Now, what? Fight me about it. I don't care, listeners. You got a problem with it? Big whoop. I ain't Corey Graves, bitch. Anyway.
Okay, wow. It's challenging listeners to fights. Okay.
Listen, I'm all about some Peyton Royce and some Billy Kay and their comedy shtick and their heel shenanigans and their long legs and their their WWE Women's Tag Title reign. This could go on for months. This could be the greatest thing since Stone Cold Steve Austin. There you go.
Oh man, I got nothing. Yeah, man, that's true. All that is true. I got nothing to add to that.
And give me heel Bailey for crying out loud. Stop hugging everyone. No one likes huggers.
Heel Bailey.
Well, hang on. Something to bring up real quick. Sasha's cursed.
Man, she really is, man. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know if it's a personal rib or something, or just coincidence, or she just building.
McMahon.
It was just McMahon.
Yeah, she does not. She has not. Yeah, she has not been able to retain a title, to defend a title defense.
I'd love to see the stats on that, man. It's got to be she's 0 for 10. I mean, she's won a lot of titles: NXT, Raw, SmackDown. Now the tag team titles, and she's never had a defense. Yeah.
Look at it like this: she's been on the main roster since 2016 or 15. Mm-hmm. The IIconics have been on the main roster for half a year. Uh-huh. They already have more title defenses than Sasha Banks. They're 1-0. They beat those girls from Jersey on Monday night. They were 45-0. They broke that record.
The Brooklyn Babes or something like that.
Yeah, the Brooklyn Bellas.
Oh, Brooklyn Bellas.
That's a legacy right there. 45-0.
Yeah.
Now the IIconics are 1-0. Meanwhile, Sasha's 0-8.
That's true.
Charlotte's already surpassed her in title reigns. At one point, they were neck and neck. Charlotte's got 8 title reigns under her belt, and I guarantee you she'll get to 9 by the end of the summer. I promise you. Mark my words. You heard it here first, folks.
Live on the Bros for Elbow show. I think it was a good time. We are 9 matches into the card. Take a good old commercial break, a good old time to stretch the legs and put something right here. Maybe a little commercial break post-production. Maybe we'll get back to iTunes one day.
I think we will.
That was a bold prediction too.
Man, here's a little shameless plug. You're listening to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. Thank you for listening on YouTube and subscribing to us, because when you do subscribe, you get the exclusive live features. So if you are a YouTube subscriber, you are listening to this as it is happening, as we are speaking, flubs and all. So thank you very much. Hey, biggest compliment that we can get is if you share the show. So definitely share the links on our Facebook page, our Instagram, our Twitter, our YouTube page, of course. Subscribe to us on Podbean and on iTunes. I mean, you can find us in a lot of places. So yeah, thanks again for listening. Your hosts, Theron, myself, Anthony, and Tommy.
And our last WrestleMania preview show is our biggest WrestleMania preview show ever in terms of YouTube viewers.
Wait, what?
It was our most listened to WrestleMania pre-show out of all our we did a pre-show for 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34, but last week's was the biggest one of all four. All five, I guess.
We had big listeners out here.
Yeah. Breaking records.
That's awesome. So, hey, thank you again. Mm-hmm. Hey, big shout out to Mark Set Go. It was fun chilling with those guys at the NXT pay-per-view at Tanker. Tanker Bar is a great place. Shameless plug for them. If you're in the Portland area, go check those guys out. They host the pay-per-views. And yeah, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. We got a bunch of listeners for the WrestleMania pre-show, the extravaganza.
That's crazy.
Outs.
Yeah, definitely. Because super busy the last couple of days. On so much content, like with fun stuff on like people doing podcasts, posts, videos, like so much out there. So for having more people listen to us, that's pretty cool. Take time and check us out. That's pretty awesome.
Heck yeah. Much appreciated.
Thank you, fans. Thank you, listeners. Thank you.
Were you trying to fight some listeners like 2 minutes ago?
What'd you say?
Were you trying to fight listeners 2 minutes ago?
Hey, man, what I do around here is I cut the promos, all right? I'm the one that wrestles for the podcast. I represent the podcast. I do everything for the podcast. Are you talking to me? Huh? You talking to me? Come get a piece of this right now. You stand right over here and watch me smack your Kofi right off your head right now.
Can we talk? That just reminds me. Do you guys see the video of Enzo and Cass invading ROH and getting like punched by the Briscoe brothers? And
I saw it on a grainy camera. It was kind of far away. I didn't even notice Cass was there until the end. But hey, welcome to ROH in New Japan, guys. What are they called? The free agents. Mm-hmm. And then you got Enzo and Big Cass XL.
That's their names now, yeah.
But I like it. I've always liked the up north thing. This is me being partial to the ties to the Italian mafia that I don't have. I don't know anything about anything. Anyway,
wow.
I've always loved characters like this. You're talking about a guy that's watched pretty much every episode of The Jersey Shore at least 10 times. How you doing? So I like Enzo and Big Cass. I like the character. I like the attitude. I like the diva mentality of Enzo and the Big Cass attitude of Big Cass XL, by the way. Don't forget the XL part. I would love to see those guys on an episode of Being the Elite. I would support it. There, I said it. He's no longer been blackballed, ladies and gentlemen. He's back, and he's going to take himself right to the top of the junior heavyweight IGP, WGP, whatever it's called, division. You watch it.
It's very possible. Anthony, what do you think about that Enzo and Cass video or that Bret Hart video of getting attacked at the Hall of Fame?
God, first and foremost, if you're stupid enough to invade and or jump the barrier, just know that like you're going to be banned forever.
Mm-hmm.
No one is going to think you're cool.
Mm-hmm.
You absolutely are a total freaking loser, and you need to find a better outlet than trying to jump guardrails and tackle 60-year-old men. So yeah, I think the guy that jumped it he's an idiot, and I hope he gets prosecuted to the fullest extent, because if you're dumb enough to do that, then you deserve the major consequences. With Enzo and Cass, it's kind of cool to see them coming back, but I mean, we'll see how serious they're taken.
Yeah, they got a mountain to climb. They really left WWE on like the worst terms possible.
Yeah, I mean, if they're crazy enough to come back, then all right, I'll give them a shot. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Nice.
The girl dropped the charges. She falsely accused them.
She not falsely accused them. She didn't drop the charges.
She did.
She not
dropped the charges.
She not dropped the charges.
Exactly. It was a squeaker.
Okay. Anyway, you're eating Chinese food, aren't you?
No, I wish. Order me some vegan.
It's delicious. Speaking of vegans who lost their way a little bit,
Boo! Sorry.
You're booing Daniel Bryan or Rowan?
I'm booing both of them together in their ugly flannels and their ugly title and his ugly hemp-made outfit. Who wears a singlet made of velvet? It looked like it was made from animal skin, but I know it was made from some sort of weird hemp, maybe some hacky sack hemp. I don't know what it was. That's why you lost.
So Kofi Mania is alive and well. I think probably the best match on the card. It went 23 minutes, second longest to Batista and Triple H. I felt like it had the most drama, had some in doubt. Saw a lot of moments where Daniel Bryan could have won. Kofi survived some obstacles. Probably my favorite match on the card. I would have to look back, but I'm thinking it is. And let's go to Anthony, because you were on the fence about Kofi Mania, on the fence about this storyline, on the fence about Kofi moving up to the main to the title scene after 11 years being basically a mid-carder or a tag team act. So what did you think about the match, Ant, from your perspective?
Well, first and foremost, I have to admit to the Bros Before Elbows universe that I'm on the Kofi train.
Wow.
And it feels good to be on board. Thanks for welcoming me.
What a face turn. Next, you got to be on the Brock train. I guess it'd be the biggest next shock.
No, I will never do. But no, it feels good. Like I said, the key word here is formidable.
Mm-hmm.
And Kofi put up a fight and he won the fight. He beat Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan has obviously an extensive background. WrestleMania's prior, winning 2 matches and then being able to take both belts at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty crazy. And the fact that Kofi beat that man is pretty intense. So again, Kofi put up a fight. He was able to take the punches. He was able to take the kicks. He was able to, there was a couple of moments where he thought it was going to be done, but Kofi proved to be able to pop back up, and that's world class champion status, and Kofi proved it. So yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Kofi. For sure.
Nice.
How about the idea that now where we are in the show, both titles have been defended. Both main event scene titles have been defended and lost, for that matter, to usher in a new era of champions.
I think that's kind of like the perfect spot for them, because this was the 10th match on the card, including the pre-show. So fans still had energy to get behind Kofi Mania, still go crazy. Whereas it felt like after the Triple H Batista match, probably because it's the longest match on the card, that kind of everything after that kind of deflated. We're approaching 11 o'clock Eastern time at that point in the card. Everyone was kind of wearing out.
Yeah, that's typical. You're talking about 7 hours of wrestling. But big ups to Kofi Kingston and his New Day brethren for him winning that title, for all the mid-carders in the room. Zack Ryder, Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode. Maybe not Bobby Roode. Chad Gable. Sorry, Bobby Roode. I got to go with the bros on this one, man. You can fight me for it. We can fight. We can wrestle. I don't care. I'll beat you. I'll beat you like I beat Paul. No, that was smart. I mean, you're going to start losing people by this time, right? I looked at the time, and it was 3 hours in. I'm like, so there's still 2 more hours according to this
network thing. Yeah.
Timing. Why are there 2 more hours? How many? Oh my God, there's 6 matches left. Oh, sheesh. No, that was smart. That keeps the crowd in, and now you get 5 more matches for the rest of the night. And you can just, you can sleep on them or you can watch them. Who cares, right? No, the main event was cool, but anyway, yeah.
So, were you happy with the Kofi storyline from start to finish?
I loved it. I mean, the putting him down, I was like, okay, wow, Vince, geez, just kick the guy while he's down. Oh, you're gonna kick him even harder. Oh, wait, you're building him up, and then the anticipation of, well, what if he still loses? Because this isn't Kofi versus Jinder Mahal, right? I'm going to keep reminding y'all that was a thing, that he was the champion. No, this is Kofi versus the new Daniel Bryan or just Daniel Bryan. I think his nickname was once the Dragon or the Red Dragon or Dragon something. Wasn't
American Dragon. Yeah.
The American Dragon. Do you know what that means? That he's a badass mofo, man. Like he's no slouch, and they put on a heck of a match. So, shout out to Kofi. How long you think he'll be the champ? That's the question.
I don't know if he's gonna make it to SummerSlam, but I don't know. It's got to at least be until maybe June or July. I think would be fair.
Yeah, I mean, they're big on the New Day. Like I'm pretty sure that Vince is big on them. I would assume. It's been around for so long, and now they're doing a singles push. Basically, they're not going to freebird that title though. So
yeah, I'm hoping they can get their one challenger, then maybe lose to the second challenger, or maybe even take it to SummerSlam. Man, I don't know if they can make it work all the way there, but that'd be pretty cool too. So who knows?
Kofi Kingston versus Mustafa Ali.
Ooh.
Oh man, that'd be a really good match. I like WWD more face versus face matches, or even heel versus heel matches. I feel like they don't do that enough. Yeah, so I think that'd be pretty cool.
Interesting.
Next, I'm just gonna sandwich these two matches together because they just don't really. Samoa Joe defeated Rey Mysterio, and then Roman Reigns defeated Drew McIntyre. I like the Samoa Joe Rey Mysterio was quick. I think that was cool because you needed a quick match when you have 16 freaking matches on your card. You need some quick squashes. But guys, anything got to say? Anthony, got anything to say about these two matches?
Rey Mysterio had a match?
Exactly.
Yeah. He wrestled for the U.S. title.
That's right. Oh, Samoa Joe killed him.
He tried to do I think he hit a 619 or
he tried to, yeah, or he was very close to hitting it, yeah.
No, he hit it and then he tried to do a
splash and missed it.
He slammed on his butt and then choked out. That's what I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I think he jumped in there for a splash and Joe caught him out of the air or something like that and choked him out.
And then choked him and left him there in the pool of his own left. Roman Reigns beats the Scottish psychopath, who then goes to SmackDown. Is that what happened?
Looks like it, yeah. Looks like he's going to go over to SmackDown. But the Superstar Shakeup's next Monday and Tuesday, so everyone's going to be switching brands.
But what if he doesn't go? What if you're...
But I don't know what the hell WWE is doing. Braun Strowman is on
I'm sure him and Braun Strowman are jumping. I mean, they were both on SmackDown, and I believe people from SmackDown were on Raw. Well, yeah, Kofi was there,
Oh, that's right. Superstar Shakeup.
Yeah, so that could be cool.
Sami Zayn was on both, So you don't know what the hell's going to happen, right?
Yeah, you really don't. So hopefully they'll do some good switches and get some new feuds going.
I guess it's cool that Roman Reigns won. I would have rather Drew Galloway win just to,
build him up.
McIntyre. I'm sorry, Drew Galloway. That's your old name.
I think that's his actual real name.
Won, so to just solidify his heelness, but I guess you can take the L and then go destroy the members of SmackDown that you want.
Yeah. Next up, the longest match on the card, Triple H versus Batista. Triple H had a cool entrance. The match was way too long, it felt like. I don't know why it was the longest match on the card between the two of the oldest guys, probably the two oldest guys on the card.
That was a good match, though.
I thought it was good, yeah. I liked because I felt like Batista had his chances to win. He did but I don't know. You like the match, Ant?
I thought it was good, man. I thought it was good. I thought it was freaked out with all the tools.
Oh gosh, he ripped out his nose ring. I forgot about that.
Oh, Liz and I watched it. So when we watched it together, she was like, "This is gross. Why is he doing this? Quit it." It was nasty, dude. But the fact that Triple H wins, okay, I'm cool with that. I mean, come on, is Batista dad really going to tell Triple H to go to bed?
He's not, man. He's not that kind of disciplinarian dad, man. But Batista dad, he came around for the show, man. He was our first he's a special place in Bros Bros history. He was our first heel, our first enemy of the show. He was getting a push when he did not deserve one back in 2014. So see him come full circle and have a damn good match in 2019 is kind of cool.
I dig it. I'm a Batista fan.
Guardians of the Galaxy helped him a lot.
Oh
Darren, what do you think about Triple H Batista? What do you think about that Triple H entrance? I know you liked it.
Dude, Mad Max, man. That was dope.
That was
That
dope.
was so dope. Batista's interest was actually dope. You know, he's Hollywood now.
Oh yeah, he had a special interest too. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
I guess I got to go back and watch WrestleMania for real because I just know that he had a nose ring and then he didn't have a nose ring anymore. I told you I fell asleep a lot. So
It was a long match.
I caught the key parts of the match. It was the longest match for whatever reason. But Batista, man, like this dude hasn't wrestled in what, 3 years? 4?
Yeah, but yeah.
You would not know that.
No, man, he went all out, man.
I was like, holy crap, this dude's wrestling like he's been wrestling the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It's against Triple H, but still, the spots were great. I got to watch it to find out about what happened to his nose ring. Did somebody pull it out with pliers?
Exactly.
Oh.
That's what happened?
It was so messed up, and they kept showing they showed the replay like 3 or 4 times, it felt like.
Great. I can't wait to see that disgustingness while I'm eating my pizza. But anyway, I love that match, man. I wish Batista wasn't riding off into the sunset. I missed all of his run in WWE, and I'm so upset. Like, I think he's an awesome character.
Mm-hmm.
He got his nose ring ripped out with pliers. That's great. And then they have Ric Flair get this little vengeance because he can't wrestle.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, you're right. Ric Flair did run in twice in that match.
There was a 2 run-in from Ric Flair?
Well, you slept on the first one, and you're eating pizza on the second one or something. I don't know.
No. I'm going to eat pizza after this.
Yeah.
I got to watch WrestleMania again, but I'm trying to watch Game of Thrones by Sunday. So much. All of it again.
Don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on that Lion King trailer.
I already saw that.
You could watch it again.
Why would I watch it again?
Because it's a damn good trailer. Put some respect on Lion King.
Where's the bird, man? And I got stuff to watch. I got to watch Batista get his nose ring pulled out with pliers. That sucks.
Who's something you won't be watching anymore is Kurt Angle in his farewell match against Baron Corbin. Went over, man. Baron freaking Corbin.
So stupid.
Baron Corbin went over.
That was really dumb.
That's going to be the legend of Baron Corbin. He's had a great year. I told you. He's had a great year. And I listened to you guys and picked Kurt Angle, I think.
I think you did, man. It was a quick. It was only 6 minutes. It was very brief. I mean, Kurt Angle cannot wrestle anymore. It was just. I mean, if anyone else thinks he can, I don't. He just moves so slow now. But I wish it was with someone else.
It's ridiculous. That's redonkulous.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of redonkulous, we're close to on the end of this card. Demon Balor, Demon Finn, the Demon beat Bobby Lashley in 4 minutes.
Bobby Roode.
That was 4 minutes. Dang.
It was a 4-minute match. It wasn't a very good match because I feel like I wasn't paying attention to any of it.
Why did Bobby Lashley have cat eyes?
He was trying to be his demon. I don't know.
That was a stupid idea, Vince McMahon. I know it was you.
It was a demon hunter gimmick, and it didn't work.
By the way, Kurt Angle got beat up by Lars Sullivan on Raw the next night, so he might come back again.
Man, I could already see Lars Sullivan flopping like Lord Tensai, man.
No,
now, man.
Yeah, dude, he's not a good character. I don't even know why he's around.
That's me.
Lord Tensai. What? Lord Tensai was a flop. We used to see that guy at the AMC 24 in Hawatuki.
With Val Venus? Against some hookah?
Yeah. Yep.
Hello, hookah.
Hello, hookah.
Hello, hookah.
Oh, snap. Sammy, you still got that beamer, guys?
Oh, man. Going way back in the deep
Wait a second, Sammy, you talking about the owner?
Yes.
Oh, snap, dude.
Oh, snap. What's on, dude?
I don't even know it's still. I hope that's still there. I don't know.
I think it is still there.
That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah, hookah would hurt my throat now.
Yeah, same.
Pretty harsh. Yeah, it's pretty.
Become quite the trend, though, apparently.
No, it did, man. Dude, Liz and I would smoke hookah all the time when I first moved up here, but now it hurts my throat.
Yeah, man. I get real coffee real fast.
You got those dad lungs.
I'm about to eat dad.
I know.
Hey, real quick. Hookah was the OG vape.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
It was. Now all these kids and their jewel pods. Oh wow, I sound like an old man. They're all about the pod. They're like, yo, bro, I can't find my pod, man. I'm like, what? My jewel, bro. I'm like, yo, chill, B. Nah, man, I need it, bro.
Wow.
Extreme. What the?
getting aggressive
That's
with
the way other
pounds.
people are gonna want to guess.
Wow, that's crazy. The Hookah is the OG vape episode.
I think I'm naming that. Nothing to do with anything. Nothing to do.
Bro, we used to smoke those things every day. I used to go to Sammy's and smoke and blow
Yeah,
big
dude, you
clouds.
wouldn't even
Now
go
I
to the
would probably
movies,
die.
dude. You wouldn't even go to the movies. You would just go straight to the hookah bar
Mhm.
and smoke hookah, and then dude, it was oh man. Okay, hang on, real quick. So this is what we would do
Flavored
with our
hookah.
right? Yeah, you get the flavored hookah, but you'd fill the reservoir with we'd go to like the grocery store and we buy Tampico, the
Yes.
juice, and we'd fill the reservoir with juice and ice, and then
Yes.
sometimes
That's
you
tight,
put like a
man.
little splash of milk, and it would make the smoke a little bit thicker.
Yep.
Whoa, that's next level hookahing.
That's science, B.
Yeah, this science. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, but Tampico, dude, Theron knows what's up.
Hell yeah, man. I'm all about some Tampico. Come down to the chicken shack. I'll get you a full gallon.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow, they sold
Just
that.
kidding. I don't have any Tampico.
Oh, damn it. What a heel turn. It just swerved us. Swerved the hell out of
Shout
us.
out to the Heart Foundation. R.I.P. Jim Dingle.
Oh no, but getting back to the wrestling, I'm really glad that Finn Balor is now the IC champ. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, man. He just has to be the demon to do it. But yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, good for
Defend
Balor.
the title the next night against Sami Zayn, and then call Sami Zayn to cuss all the fans out. It's beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Or was that El Generico? I don't even know. Who knows?
Who knows nowadays? Speaking of something we didn't know, we kind of did. Becky Lynch completed her story that started at the Rumble. It basically started at SummerSlam when she turned on Charlotte Flair.
That's
But
right.
yeah, man. So Becky Lynch wins both titles. I guess we could talk about the ending. I guess a lot of people were saying the ending was controversial, that Ronda had her shoulders up.
Happened that way.
Yeah.
Was it? Well, let me ask you. Was it supposed to happen that way? You're the dirt sheet supreme. You're the guy. You know everything.
I don't know, man. I still don't know.
Was that supposed to be the pinning sequence? Was it supposed to be a tap?
They said it was really supposed to be. I think it was really supposed to be on Flair, who they're supposed to get to the pin or something.
So why did she not take the pin?
I don't know. I think the ref
hold on. I read that Charlotte was supposed to be tapped.
That she was supposed to
tap, yeah, supposed to tap to Becky. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If the ref was, because the ref knows what's up, you know, like if the ref wasn't supposed to count to 3 on the pinfall that Becky did, then he would have I feel like he wouldn't have been so fluid about his 3 count. I really feel like if he knew this isn't the moment, he would have hesitated and then been like, no, the shoulder was up. Like he would have played it off as if he saw it, but he didn't. So it makes me think that it had to have been a last second call of screw this. And here's my opinion. This is me, just my own conjecture, but my own opinion. At this point, the ref probably gets the call in his earpiece.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Ronda's a piece of garbage. She can't wrestle.
Oh my God.
The crowd is not digging this. Just, okay, this is the moment. Do it. And then, for Becky to pin Ronda on her own move, I think was priceless. I think that was I think the timing of it and the way it went down, even though it looked botchy, I think it worked out perfect. But in all honesty, and again, this is my opinion, Ronda can't wrestle. She can fight, but she can't wrestle. It is so clunky and so just disjointed, and there's no fluidity to her movements that watching her wrestle is really difficult. It's like watching British comedy. It's like you really have to be prepared for it. It's just
Ronda Rousey, Monty Python.
Monty Python is great. I'm talking about watch the original Office. It is really difficult to watch.
The original Office?
Yeah, the OG Office, the British version. It is
the British version. Who's that one guy, the main star of it?
I don't know, but either way, it's really difficult to watch. It's really awkward, and you just feel did they really make this a show? And that's how it feels like when you watch Ronda wrestle. It's did they really do this? They're really producing this? This is really tough to watch. And not only that, but Liz was making fun of her too. She's like, you slap like a bee, and tables are for bees, and just everybody. I'm not gonna drop bee bombs like Shannon, but just for our kid listeners. But like it's just I don't know. Ronda, to me, I'm glad her reign is over. She shouldn't have been fast tracked the way she was. Had they stuck to the original plan that she said was to work her way up, I feel like she could have been groomed a lot better and then a much more believable wrestler, sports entertainer. But the fact that like watching her matches are so difficult that it's cool, and I love the fact that they made the women the main event. That's awesome. It was a lot of responsibility, a lot of pressure. Got to make it big. It's the last event of the night. But I'm glad that it kind of went down the way it did, because Ronda just needed to be put away.
Anthony on his soapbox. Wow, man, drop the mic. A lot to unpack. Couple things before I forget anything. I think it wasn't that good of a main event, man. I think it was like a 6 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10. But it still was better than Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. It's still better than Roman Reigns versus Undertaker. So it's probably better than Roman. It might be better than Roman Reigns Triple H, because I don't think that was a good. So it might be the best main event since Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins cash in. So I mean, they've had some clunker main events in the past 4 or 5 years since we've been doing this podcast, basically. And then one thing on Ronda Rousey, I agree with you. I would love to see her come up through NXT, because man, imagine her like on an NXT takeover, like doing like stuff on that and like learning that way. I think they kind of rushed her into everything, but it was kind of hard when you're paying her that much money to like send her down to your like C brand, I guess.
No, for sure.
But when she does, I mean, I think another part of it, she's not used to triple threats, man. I think that was really through all her timing off, like through all her like dance steps off, and it made everything look extra clunky. Because I think in a 1-1 match, like she's had some good ones with Charlotte Flair, with Nikki Bella, because sometimes she's just like, you're right, she doesn't know how to be a wrestler, but she's so much more athletic than like everyone except maybe Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair. Or maybe the only people who can keep up with her, like speed wise and agility wise and like strength wise, or maybe there's only 2 opponents that she's had who can do that. But because when she hits some moves, it looks really good, but other ones just look like really bad. There's like almost no in between of her, because like she's just so athletic and so like such a good good athlete that she can like kind of like power through some stuff and make it look cool, just because she's just so much different than everyone else on the roster. But other times, man, the shows like she's only been wrestling a year, so you can really tell. And you don't want it to show in the main event of your biggest show ever, basically. So Theron, what do you think about the main event? Do you have a soapbox for this one, encapsulating everything? Ronda Rousey, Flair, Lynch, what's going on over there in Carolina?
You guys are really harsh, man. You guys are really harsh on a girl that has never wrestled before.
Then why did they fast track her?
What? Let me finish. I'm not done.
Sorry, man.
Thrown right into the main event. You got to remember that the WWE is in cahoots with ESPN and all other major sporting networks that are around. So no, she's not going to go to NXT. I'm sorry. Her name is too big in the history of the UFC. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she sucks at wrestling. She's not a wrestler. But think about it like this. In Vince's senile mind, what if he signed Ronda Rousey to a 1-year contract? Because he knew she would only want to wrestle for 1 year, because she wants to have kids. And this was just all one big, long, drawn-out, boring storyline. All the way back to the Royal Rumble when she walked out and interrupted Charlotte and the Forgotten Son or whatever, Asuka, whoever that is now. We don't even know. Her character lost all relevance.
Gosh.
What if they thought of it like that? Maybe they wanted more. Maybe as soon as she signed on, she's like, holy crap, I don't like this schedule. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to have kids now. Wah. Wow. Excuse me. But you are Ronda Rousey. We are giving you a title that we shouldn't. What's that? Yep. And now you're in the limelight. Obviously, they made it a triple threat to protect the main event. Ronda and Becky wouldn't have been this, and this was pretty terrible. And it was terrible, sadly enough, with 2 of the greatest women wrestlers in the ring right now performing week in and week out. And I shouldn't even say women, two of the greatest athletes, 3 total, but 2 of the greatest in-ring performers that you have in that division between Becky and Charlotte and the helicopter down to the ring and
That was
Becky
sick.
straight fire. I mean, I'm sorry, but I like the match. I know Ronda has terrible, clunky spots, and I know she's not a good wrestler, but for Christ's sakes, the broad is trying, man, and they put a lot of pressure on her. I mean, you're main eventing matches, you're main eventing pay-per-views, then you're main eventing the biggest pay-per-view of the year with help from 2 other people. So the belt's off of her. Maybe she's done. I don't even know. They're saying that next year it's Rousey versus Becky Lynch. I don't know who said that or why they think that that's a thing, but I think she's going to ride off into the sunset. I don't really know what her contract status is, though. So it's interesting to see what happens there, but it looks like she's not around. The WWE is smart. They lay groundwork. The McMahons now are running the show. Groundwork. You lose your title, you don't get a rematch. You got to earn it. That was something that they dropped real subtle like 6-7 months ago. So you may never see Ronda Rousey again. She has no claim to the title. She doesn't have to do anything. She already won a belt there. It was unfortunate that they pushed her for a year and a half that fast. But, I mean, whatever. We got to run. We got to Ronda. Now she's out of there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think she's gonna come back though. I feel like she's like gonna come back like just like everyone's always welcome back. Like The Rock's welcome back. Like John Cena's always welcome back. Like Taker's always welcome back. Kane, like these people are like always welcome back.
He doesn't feel needed anymore, which he's not. But the WWE doesn't really need him. I mean, but yeah, all these people will probably be welcome back. I would think she could come back whenever she wants. I mean, I think she probably earned that, I guess. I mean, she got booed tremendously. I mean, if I remember right, that match was getting booed. Am I remembering that properly?
I don't think so. I think everyone just tired.
She was getting booed.
Yeah, she was definitely getting booed. Yeah, the crowd hates her. Yeah, a lot of hardcore fans hate her. Yeah, it seemed like even at Royal Rumble when she was a face, it seemed like people were booing her.
Would they hate her if she did go through Triple H's promotion first?
No, I don't know. I think people attached to NXT superstars get a little longer leash, so I think she'd get a little more leeway. Yeah.
Did No Way Jose get a long leash?
Well, he's horrible. I mean, you can't say No Way Jose. He's not gonna be headlining WrestleMania ever.
Did Bobby Roode get a long leash?
He's not gonna be headlining WrestleMania ever.
Did Fandango get a long leash?
No, he's not gonna headline WrestleMania.
Did Tyler Breeze get a long leash?
I mean, everyone you put out there is not gonna be a champion or even a title holder.
Did the Revival get a long leash? They're champions.
Oh man, they should have got a longer leash, but I don't think so. I think they might be in AEW in 6 months.
They should be. And I hope AEW takes it right to WWE in their pompous attitude. They probably won't.
They won't.
But they're saying that they're going to get a TV deal. And guess where they're going to be promoting and producing this television that is all elite wrestling?
That's ESPN 8, the Ocho?
No. Try again, motherfucker.
I don't know. Ted Turner?
Try again, motherfucker. He doesn't own the company anymore.
But still has his name, though.
And TNT and TBS are in talks right now with AEW. And it is predicted that at their media day on May 15th, that's right, all the stars will align and be shining bright. And AEW will come to TNT or TBS. Stay tuned, Shivani. It's going to get real good. I hope you got your popcorn ready.
Oh, God, Shivani's back on. That's awesome.
Hey, listen, man, Jim Ross is going to be commentating, and it doesn't really matter who else they got. I expect them to give Impact a run for their money right off the gate because Impact is a horrible crap promotion. I don't even know why they're still around. I actually hate them. The only thing they produce good is Bully Ray, AJ Styles, and Sting the Joker. That's it.
Joker Sting, huh?
Oh my God. Just end it. Just end the podcast.
Now, AEW
time where everything goes off the rails.
To the WWE. It's kind of like the American dream. Dustin Rhodes lives on forever. That's the son of a plumber, and now his son is out here with AEW, and the son of the owner of the Minnesota Vikings. That is, and as you can see,
Jacksonville Jaguars
a great promotion on our head. We're talking about an AEW heavyweight champion. We're talking about an AEW television champion.
Where the hell did you get a list from?
AEW United States Tag Team Champion. Whoo! We give a goosebump. I'm excited. Back to you, Bischoff.
Back to Bishop. Anthony's playing the role of Bishop. Anthony, got any final words for our listeners for this WrestleMania post show?
No, I just want to say thanks for listening to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. Check us out on iTunes and Podbean and Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, especially because when you subscribe on YouTube, you will get the YouTube exclusive. Be an exclusive listener. Share it with your friends. Listen to the show. Share it with your friends. And big shout out to our international listeners. We haven't forgot about you.
I love those international listeners. Dusty Rhodes, Randy Macho Man Savage. Who's the first guy who came on? I forgot who that was.
Double A Arn Anderson.
Oh, Arn Anderson. Sorry. Greatest television champion of all time. Is anyone here? Any final words? Can't believe I'm saying that.
Fella is money on Nipsey.
On Nipsey. Rest in peace, Nipsey. Elbow drop your
Rest in
friends.
peace.
R.I.P., man. That was a good show.